Yo, welcome back. Right, we're doing a video at the kitchen, the delicious kitchen owned by Craig. He's here. The kitchen fitter, for some reason, decided to drill 8 holes in the wall directly above the socket circuit. He's gone through or joined through some of the cables in the wall, which is, we're trying to get empty this out. Gonna get up here. We'll show you the damage of the holes. We're gonna multi-tool the plasterboard out of the way to see whereabouts it's gone through and connected, to see if we can cut out, pull down, crimp through and fix what's there behind the cupboard. It's a finished wall. So we're gonna try and do everything behind the cupboard. So we're gonna get this down out the way.
Yeah.
A little helper with me. Okay.
Go on. Yeah.
That's what we've got. You go directly above and follow that line. That line there is central to that fuse spur. And look at that. So we're gonna get the multi-tool out. Right. So he must have already pre-cut this out, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's already probably thought, oh yeah, I'll go through it.
Right. So there's them. So the multi-tool was ran directly down the front of the cable, which you can see there. See that?
Yep.
But whether or not he's pierced.
Yeah, I torched it.
Mate, it's not dark. I can't see unless he's gone up. There's one more around the corner. Let me try, because there should be 3 coming up and down. 2 coming up, 3 coming up and 1 coming across to here. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see that one that says off.
Right, so,
Ready?
yeah. So what I can tell from this one, yes, it's cut through the grey insulation. It's not cut through any brown or any blue insulation. It's obviously, you can see the copper exposed as just the earth. From clearing that area out, well, I don't really have an issue with it. Yes, it's gone through the first layer of insulation. Could you tape it back together and be happy with it? I don't see why not. It's protected in the wall, it's within zones of that, which means nothing. Would we like to strip that and redo it again when it hasn't gone through any important insulation or any copper? You decide, but we'll have a look further on. But now we're going to jump down to this one, because when we've just turned the power on a second ago to have a look, once this is turned on, it trips and it's a neutral earth fault. So it looks like it's caught this leg here, which goes up and bends around. Or they could have gone through it here. Right. Not once, but twice. Come on. So the raw plug's all black and burnt from where it was obviously turned on. Smack bang in the middle. You couldn't have aimed for that any better. So that's obviously that return. So I know I left a lot of slack behind here. Says the customer, we're going to try and pull. We'll cut this here now and just see if we can pull some back. Worst case scenario is this leg has to be changed. But this is all behind the cupboard, so we can pull this up, sit it on the cupboard and put it in the joint box if we can get enough length. And we've decided we're going to put some heat shrink around that. Slide some heat shrink over and seal that back up, because that's now going to be left exposed. That is behind the cupboards anyway, so nothing else is going to happen with that. So whenever the kitchen comes down again, people will be able to see it. Right, that's what we've got. That's last. There you go. He managed to go, he joined all 3 here on the right hand one and managed to push live and earth out the way. But we spoke to the customer, we're going to try and see if we can get some through crimps on this with a bit of extra sleeve in, put some heat shrink on, keep it in the wall. This can be left exposed, like I said, when the kitchen's then hung back on. Oh dear God. But the kitchen fitter is actually coming here in a couple of hours. So I will do what I can do and then he can have the job to hang it all back up again. Realistically, in a circumstance, I said to the customer, we could charge the kitchen fitter for this because he's wasted my time and the customers, but I'm here doing the video and I've got just 1 or 2 things to finish off. So I ain't going to charge any for this. It is what it is. Mistakes happen, and but yeah, I just think the amount of holes he made, and this top line here never had to be made. It was always measured off this, and for some reason those 2 went in. If you looked across with the zonings with everything, it should have been in there, but that's then again, some kitchen fitters or DIYs don't know where cable zones are, so this sort of stuff happens. Hey ho. So we've got a heat shrink. I've put some splice lines on it, putting that on, heat shrinked it down. I've used the Bosch, they sent me this a while ago now, it's the first time I managed to use it. It's the heat gun, it goes to 500 and to 300. So nice and toasty, comes with different ends. So one by one connecting through, just because this is the feed to that, it's not on the actual ring itself. So what I'm going to do is disconnect it from down there, get the load end in here, get the load end out of there. It should be just an Awega box in there, and we can test through, mega it through, make sure we've got the right connections of all the stuff we can do before we power up, because obviously we're jointing it, and then we're just going to get some heat shrink around that as well. So I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, it's working out better than I thought it was going to do. So happy-ish. And there's power. Coming across, heat shrinked on there. We've heat shrinked every single one with every single connector. I had to put another bit on the end as well, because when I was going through the heat shrink, a bit of the inline, the inshore, was showing, so we put a bit patched on top. That will be left exposed. Other than doing this, the only other way is, because this has been dabbed in, is to chase all of this and all of this back out to get to this. Which you don't want, do you, mate?
No, don't.
No, you don't want that. So that one's, I would say a quick fix. What's been an hour and a half-ish to do that. There's different ways, but normally we would get this when people turn around and put pictures up above light fittings or light switches, where you've got to try and do it in the wall. And we've seen a lot of people just putting connector blocks in the wall and then plastering over it. But at least now this has got 2 layers of insulation on top. Adam's just put in, what is Adam doing? Oh, we'll put the light fitting up. Last thing is I've just got to put a heat alarm up there. And for the time being we're done, because we can't put the undercover lights on, because the kitchen fitter's going to somehow put this all back together. Then we're going to come back to the utility room. God, all the money coming from you, isn't it? Thanks, mate. Yeah. Careful.
We don't want billing yet.
Right, we're in the van. I'm happy with how it's gone. Would I like to have chopped the whole thing out and replaced it? Yes, because it's a new kitchen. But these things happen. We had pictures and everything of what we already fitted originally, and sod's law, that was the kitchen that we said we're not going to put capping on because we can clip it straight to the wall, because regulation states it doesn't need capping. And then someone drills through a cable twice. Plastic capping wouldn't have stopped it, metal capping wouldn't have stopped it, they'd have drilled straight through it regardless.
No, you left these out in the sun. They're going to be dripping like what? Forgot you recorded.
Where did that come from? Oh my god.
You're the nutty one, because you love nuts.
I don't think there's a nuts, are they? Customer beforehand
I
gave these. They're like biscuit stuff. Anyway, hit like, subscribe, all that jazz, and we will see you on the next one. Take care now. Bye bye then.
Bye.
You're getting deducted pay for what you just said.